Kerwin Munch is back. Are you surprised?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be not surprised if he wasn't. I have no idea what's going on with any other programs or whatnot. So, but certainly he's a good player, and he's been out for how many games? 4 or 5,
Yeah.
probably. No, it doesn't surprise me, nor would it surprise me if he wasn't. So that's just I can't stand when other people act like they know what's going on with other programs. So certainly I have really no feelings about that, other than the fact we're going to go against them at their best.
You've obviously been in that 1 seed game for so long. Does this feel any different playing out of the 3 spot?
Well, I think my first year here where we were a 2 or a 3. I can't remember. I think we may have been a 3.
Yeah, true.
So it's been a while since we played the last game at night, but I don't think it's going to be that much different. I think that if anything, it gives an opportunity for our fans to see the night session, because Iowa State and K-State will be in the other session, if I'm not mistaken, if it goes as scheduled or whatnot. So hopefully it'll be a little bit of an advantage for us from a crowd standpoint.
Bill, with Diedrich in the different roles he's kind of had to play as your team has changed, how challenging do you think that is, and have you ever had a guy that's maybe had to kind of morph himself into something different that many times in a year?
Nah, I don't know if CJ, to me, players make adjustments, and that's not as big a deal as what other people. It's not like we said, okay, you're going to become a guard, or we're going to play you a different spot, or but we have asked him to do some different things and certainly carry our teams in different ways. But I think Diedrich's been good. I think Diedrich's just a player. I think he could be a guy that could get 20 a game, or a guy that could get 10 a game if it's best for the team. It's just obviously best for our team if he produces numbers, so he's done a really good job. He's had a tremendous year, no question about that. Hopefully an All-American type year as that stuff starts coming out in the next couple of 3 weeks. But it's probably been a little bit of an adjustment for him. But I don't think he would say it's weighed on him at all. I think he just plays and certainly would adjust depending on what the situation dictated it to.
Is there one guy that comes to mind recently, or maybe even
that's had more of a wider.
No. Had to shoulder as much of maybe the load that he has.
Well, Thomas Robinson did.
Sure.
But since Thomas, I don't think that we've had anybody like that,
right,
if I'm not mistaken, that would have to do as much. I think Thomas averaged 18 and 12, and it seemed like to me we set up a play for him to shoot at every possession, just about. And we don't do that as much for Diedrich as what we did for Thomas. But I would say that he's the last one, maybe, and before that maybe Wayne. Although different type players, but I don't think we've had too many guys that we probably counted on to produce, get numbers like we have.
Sharon in there once?
Maybe a little bit, but I think Sharon averaged 18 one year, but Sharon get his different ways. Sharon could get his by not throwing the ball to him. Diedrich has to get his by somebody passing the ball to him. So, but yeah, I think Sharon may have been in that group the only guard that we've ever had to deliver like that.
What have you learned in terms of how to where he's best and like how he produces best? Have you adjusted at all how you want to get him the ball as the season's progressed?
Yeah, I think it makes a big difference when Doak's not in the game, and then it makes obviously a difference when it can become a crowded house when Mitch and David are in the game, and then when he's not in the game, then it's an easy double down low for others. So yeah, we've tried to move him around and do some different things, and try to probably play him more as a face-up 60% of the time, and back to the basket probably 40% of the time, where before, when we were playing 4 guards, it was probably 80-20 the other way.
Saturday seemed really physical for him. How do you think he's handled kind of the physical demand?
I thought he rebounded the ball as well Saturday as he has. I thought he had to really fight to get a lot of those rebounds. I don't think his teammates helped him near as much as what they could have with that fight. But I think he's handled it pretty well. He's not a physical guy. That's not who he is. But he's played pretty physical, and getting 14 in that game. I think he could have had 18, but still though that's pretty good numbers.
The team has played really well at home. Having the tournament in KC, how much of an edge do you feel that gives you guys?
Well, we've actually played really well on neutral site venues. We've been actually probably better on those than we have been at home. If you really look at it, I mean, some of the best games we played was to start the season in what's the name of the arena in Brooklyn? I forgot. Barclays, or obviously in Indy. So I think we should have some confidence going over there from a neutral site deal. If it was a road game, maybe we wouldn't have as much confidence, just because we haven't fared near as well on the road this year as we have in the past. But from a neutral site game, we should approach that like being a home game for us.
4 times you guys played the Saturday, Monday turnaround. Now getting ready to play 3 games in 3 days. How does the work with Hootie prepare them?
Yeah, I don't know. The Saturday, Monday turnaround, we were actually 4-0 in those games on Mondays, big Mondays, which is the hardest thing. Of course, whoever you play has a Saturday, Monday turnaround too, so it's not like, but we have more than everybody else, haven't played 4 of them. But I thought we reacted pretty well on a short day prep. Getting into the strength and conditioning. I don't know, Kenitra, if that plays a huge factor at this time of year moving forward. So much of it is maintenance, so much of it's stretching, so much of it is basically very, very light. That I don't know that we're going to accomplish a lot other than just trying to get our bodies back and is prepared as quickly for the next day. And you can do that through multiple things. We massages, a lot of different things that we'll do, and we'll take somebody with us to work with us on that, which is something we've done for the last several years, which I think has been an advantage in those quick turnaround type situations.
Bill, Texas seems to have a lot of parts. For some reason, they haven't put them all together, but the talented point guards, and bigs, and experience, and what do you look at that concerns you most?
I think Texas is, without question, one of the more talented teams in our league. They have arguably the best prospect in our league in Jackson Hayes, from an NBA standpoint. And then of course they've got 2 other bigs that are both guys that have given us problems. Jericho's probably as good an athlete as there is in the league, and Oshikowski is a guy that really hurt us the last time. I mean, he basically won the game down there for them as far as numbers and what he was able to accomplish. So they're good up front, but the thing that concerns me, if you're going to look at it, those 4 or 5 guards they're playing, when you add Roach into the mix, I mean, they're really good. And Ramey has become one of the better guards in our league, not just one of the better freshmen, the way he's been playing. So I think they definitely pose a threat for whoever they'd be playing. And they didn't have their best game the last game of the season, so they'll be so turned up against us, which is the way it should be when it's a one and done situation, and we'll be turned up as well. But I do think Texas potentially it could beat anybody in our league on any night. I do think they're very capable of doing that and playing at the highest level, or they wouldn't have beat Carolina and some other teams earlier in the season.
What do you need from David against that front line of Texas? He's in a bigger role now than when he
Yeah.
played earlier in the year.
I think. Well, I watched the second game where we played Texas, and we were awful, offense awful. But we also tried to play 4 guards the vast majority of the time, and we weren't getting, really great production in what we were trying to do. And so, I think we have been better since we've been playing 2 bigs, and certainly, with David and although he scored the ball, I think he's had 30 the last 2 games, and Mitch has actually scored the ball better also, even though the numbers aren't quite as high. I do think that we need to have them being able to give their bigs something to guard, where I don't think we did that at all the second time we played them. I think they had free traps. We didn't make them pay for trapping. A lot of things that allowed them to be rim protectors, where we didn't get them away from the goal. There's a lot of things that we didn't do very well, which hopefully we'll be able to combat and do quite a bit better this time.
What can he do to be a better defensive rebounder?
David, I think balance is part of it. If you guys watch David, he's so active sometimes, but sometimes I don't think balance is one of his stronger suits. That's where Andrea is going to become a key player in his development moving forward with his lower body strength and that kind of stuff. even though he's a big guy, he's really big up top, but he's not big down low and from a muscular standpoint. So I think balance would probably be a big part of it. Reaction time maybe a little bit, but hey, he's done great. I mean, he's done far more than what we thought he would be asked to do, you know, as a freshman. So I'm proud of David. But if you want to be critical, I would say what he is a rebounder, and he's just got to be a little bit more effective on that end, gathering 50-50 type balls for us.
He said last week he hadn't really talked to Silvio too much, but that he might. Is there a value in that to similar situations?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You know, Silvio was so good in the Big 12 tournament last year. I mean, he was so good. Well, he's so good really down the stretch for us, period, in both tournaments. But I think Silvio will certainly offer anything he can to help David, because he loves David. And Silvio's an unbelievable teammate. But you know, we can say we can draw from certain things, but I think everything's a little bit different. But if anything, I think Silvio's success last year could be something that could help David moving forward.
Bill, can you speak to the parity this week? Oklahoma schools are playing better. Baylor, they're healthy. Looks to be really dangerous. We're 3, but the chance of virtually anyone taking this one.
Yeah, I think so. Of course, we say that every year, though, Dave. Every year we go there, oh God, this could be the year, and all those things. And to be quite candid, it could. You know, I could see K-State and Texas Tech playing in the finals. I could also see 2 teams that nobody's picking to play in the finals playing the finals. I think it is. A coin flip, I think, is a little bit too strong, because I think the teams that have been the best over the course of the season are probably still the favorites going into it. But there's always a team out there like Iowa State, man, if they get hot, you know, they could beat anybody. Or a team like Texas, if they get hot. And to be candid with you, a team like us, I think that we've shown we can play at high a level as anybody in our league on specific instances. We just haven't done it consistently. So I think what 3-day team is able to maximize what their ceiling is, I think could easily win this. And I think, you know, there's going to be 6 or 7 teams that could possibly occur to.
How do you do it?
I think we have to make shots. I think we have to defensive rebound. I think we have to grow up and play beyond our years a little bit. But I also think this, when you say how do we do it, you know, how did we do it, you know, another particular games throughout the season. You know, we have been bad away from home on the road, but the other 20 games of the season, we haven't been that bad. I mean, we played some bad home games where we still eked it out, you know, Stanford or New Mexico State or something like that. But you know, with what our ceiling is and everything, we actually, I watched the game against Baylor the other day, and I didn't think we played well at all. I go back and watch the game, and I said, well, we got pretty much any shot we wanted. You know, we just didn't make it. You know, so I do think that we're capable of playing at that high level. But the team that will advance would be the same like us last year. Why did we advance? Well, Malik got hot, Devontae got hot, Speed got hot. We made shots, you know, and so that's what needs to happen. We need to have some guys step up and make some shots. And you know, we've shown we're capable of doing that. We've had multiple games where we've had double-figure threes. And but the other thing is we've had too many games where other people had career nights against us shooting the ball, and that's what we have to eliminate. We got to make other people play poorly.